Hello guys, in the previous video I showed you how to install the OBS animated lower third. Alright, if you missed that, make sure you check out my YouTube channel. I'll be dropping the link in the comment section. Now in this very video, I'll be showing you how to customize your lower third to make it appear in your screen. Okay, if you check very well, you find out that the lower third has several layers. Alright, this is lower third 1, this is lower third 2, this is lower third 3, and this is lower third 4. Okay, and if you check above it, you will see a setting here. This is the main setting, and next to it there's a plus icon. Okay, so if I click on this plus icon, you will see some columns. The first one is the length of the in and out animation. All right, now by default it is 4 seconds. Okay, you can change that if you like. Then the next one is how long the LT, that is lower third, is active, and by default it is 25 seconds. Now what this means is when your lower third appears on the lower part of your screen, how long is it going to stay on the screen? Alright, that is what this colon is about. By default it's going to stay for 25 seconds. You can decide to increase that to maybe 30 or 40 or 50 seconds, depends on your preference. Alright, or you can even reduce it to maybe 5 seconds. It depends on your preference. Alright, now the next one is how long the LT is inactive. Okay, that means when the lower third goes back, when it disappears, it is going to be inactive for 420 seconds. Alright, that is the default settings. Okay, you can decide to reduce the numbers if you want and increase it if you want to. Alright, so the first one is the length of the in and out animation. Okay, by default it is 4 seconds, while the second one is how long the LT is going to be active. Alright, by default it is 25 seconds. You can increase it, you can reduce it. Active means how long it is going to stay on the screen before it goes back in by itself. The one next to it is how long the lower third is going to be inactive before it comes out again. Then underneath you see the show more option. When you click on it, you see your appearance, where you can change the themes. These are just settings you can play with. Alright, this one is a font. If you want to change the font size, the font style, and so on and so forth. Okay, next to the plus icon is a switch. Now what this does is when you turn it on, it turns on every other sections. Okay, this is like the master key or the master switch. All right, when it is turned off, even if you turn on your lower third 1, 2, 3, none of them is going to display until the main switch is turned on. Okay, one other thing you need to take note is that you see this main switch, around it is a bluish color. On the lower third one, you see that it is red. Now whenever yours is showing red, it means it is turned on but it is inactive. Okay, it is inactive because there is no name written on it yet and there is no info. That is why it is reddish. Okay, if you input a name and an info, you find out that it's going to be blue. All right, now let me talk about this lower third one. Mind you, lower third 1, 2, 3, 4 have pretty much the same thing. The only difference is the information you put into your name and info and the style of the lower third animation you choose. Okay, if I click on this plus icon, there are a lot of options here. Okay, now if you are familiar with your Microsoft Word, you'll find out that it is exactly the same thing you use in formatting your text in your Microsoft Word. Let's start by inputting a name in this name column. All right, let's say we are streaming a conference and the speaker is Dr. Frank Clifford. All right, then on the info I can put speaker. So the next thing I'll do is let me turn this on and see what happens. Now as you can see, this is Dr. Frank Clifford. All right, this is his name and this is the information, which is speaker. So we can start by formatting this the text and the animation. All right, this is the left alignment. Okay, the middle alignment is not active for this particular animation. All right, it can only be active on the right hand side. So if I click on the right hand side, you will see that it will come out from the right hand side, but usually your speaker's name is always on the left, so I'll leave it on the left hand side. Okay, now next to it, this is where you change the type of lower third you want. Okay, by default this is the first one, so if I change it to lower third 2, it's going to take another form. All right, as you can see. Now mind you, this one can be aligned to the middle. Okay, it can also be aligned to the left. All right, so let me just put it back to the left. So if I change this one to the third one, you will see that it will take a different shape and form entirely. All right, now again, this one can only be aligned to the left and to the right. Okay, it cannot be aligned to the center. It has only 3 types of lower third. Okay, so next to it you will see the size of the lower third. If you decide to increase it, you will find out that the lower third will become bigger, but if you reduce it, it becomes smaller. Next to it is the horizontal and the vertical margin. All right, so if I increase it, it's going to keep pushing it forward and forward and forward. Then if I reduce it, it will take it backwards. What this does is more of the opposite. This one takes it upward and this one brings it downwards. Now going over to the other section, this is the ratio between the text of the sizes. If I increase this, you'll see that the name is getting bigger while the information is getting smaller. If I reduce it, the reverse happens, but usually the name is always bigger than the information. Okay, next to it is the space between the text. All right, if I reduce this, you see that the text is coming closer and closer. So if I increase it, there is a gap in between the text. Okay, next to it is your font. Okay, this is where you change your font type. All right, now mind you, there are some of the lower thirds that you can attach a picture, an image. Like this first one, you can attach your image. All right, but if you choose lower third 2, you cannot attach image in lower third 2. Then lower third 3, you can add your image to it. All right, I'll be doing all this later. Okay, so the next one here is the shadow opacity. All right, now when it is gray, it means it is turned off. All you need to do is click on it, it becomes bold. All right, so if I increase this, you see that the shadow becomes visible. If I reduce this, the shadow becomes faint. Okay, next to it is enable or disable fill background color. What this does is change the color of your background. All right, now I can change this background to gray, I can change it to blue, I can change it to yellow, green, whatever I like to change it to. Okay, going to the next section, you will see the round corners. This is where you can make your lower third have round corners. When you increase it, you find out that it becomes round in the corners. All right, and if you reduce it, you find out that it becomes squared. Okay, so next to it is the thickness of the borders. All right, now if I increase it, it's going to become so thick. If I reduce it, it's going to become thin. And then if I turn it off, there will not be borders. Okay, so this depends on your preference. Just play around with it. Anyone that suits you, you can set it to that. Okay, so this is where you change your color of your borders as well. All right, I can change this to anything that I want. Now what this does is it makes your text bold. All right, so if I click on it, you find out that it has reduced in size. Then when I click on it, it becomes bold. Same with this one. Okay, so let me show you how to add an image to this lower third. All right, you come over to this section. Now this is where it gets really tricky. Okay, when you click on this section, you choose your image. Okay, I'll be using this one for example, so I'll click on it, then I'll open. So this is the image I just chose. All right, now watch what happens. When I click on OK, you find out that it did not work. You can see the sign of a broken image on this section. Okay, I'll do it again and I'll show you why. See, it still did not work. Now the reason for this is that you cannot just choose any image from any folder. All right, the image has to be in the folder where you extracted this your lower third. So you have to copy the image to the folder where you extracted your lower third, right? So what I'll do is I'll copy the images that I need and I'll paste it in the folder where I extracted the lower third. Okay, then I'll go to Drive C, I'll go to Program Files, then I'll scroll down and locate OBS, and I'll go over to the Animated Lower Third. Then you open your logos folder, then you paste it here. So I now have the images in my lower third extracted folder. Okay, now let's try this again. I'll go over to my OBS and I'll click on Choose Image. I will navigate to the folder where I extracted my lower third. Okay, Animated Lower Third, logos. So these are my images. Now watch what happens when I choose any of them. I'll choose this for example, open it. When I click on OK, you find out that the logo shows up. Okay, as you can see, this is it. Let me make it bigger. As you can see, this is the image I just chose. Alright, so you cannot just impute any picture or any image from any folder. The image has to be in the extracted folder where you extracted your lower third. Okay, so this is how you add an image to your lower third. Alright, so when I close it and then open it, this might be the image of the speaker or probably the image of the conference. Alright, now let me customize another lower third. I'll come over to this second section. Okay, so this one I can say I can impute the name of the conference. Okay, let's say for example, alright, so there you go. Let's say the conference is about how to make money, how to make more money in 2026. Alright, I can choose this one, this lower third 2, or I can choose lower third 3. Alright, but the downside to lower third 3 is it doesn't have center alignment. It has to be either the left alignment or the right alignment. Okay, so I can leave this like this, or better still, I can change it to lower third 2 and leave it at the middle. Alright, so it's basically the same thing. You can increase the sizes with this section. Alright, you can increase the horizontal and vertical alignment margin, or you can change the margin from this section, or you can change the margin from this section also. Right, you can increase the size, you can just play around the settings. Alright, the one that best suits your need. Okay, that's what you use. From this section you can change the background color to whatever you like. Then this one you can also change the color. Right, so this is it basically. Okay, then the next one I'll use the lower third 3, which is the last one. Let me impute the date of the conference. As you can see, this one already has an image because I already imputed an image, so I can choose another image for it. Right, or better still, let me use this same image. Mind you, don't forget the image has to be in your extracted lower third folder, otherwise it won't show up. So I'll click on OK and I'll click on OK. So as you can see, this is the image. Okay, so the next thing I'll do is, if I want all of them to show up at once, I'll turn the main setting on and off. Okay, so I'll just turn this on and all of them is going to show up at the same time. As you can see, this is the name of the speaker, this is the title of the conference, and this is the date. Or better still, I can turn them on and off individually. If I want the speaker's name to come up first, I'll just turn this on. Then maybe after a while I can turn it off and turn on the title of the conference. Then maybe after a while I can turn this off and turn on the date. Alright, or better still, I can leave all of them on at the same time. So guys, this is basically how to customize your lower third. Alright, just play around with it. Anyone that best fits your need. It's very easy. By the time you do it the first time, the second time, you find out that you get used to it. Okay, so basically this is how you customize your animated lower third. Alright, in OBS. Okay, so let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Please guys, do well to follow me on my YouTube channel at Oroki Studios. Follow me on my YouTube channel. I have exclusive videos on that channel just for you. Okay, thank you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Please do well to share this video and comment your thoughts. See you in the next one.